We have all 6 Aventon electric bikes behind us, and in this video, we're gonna help you decide which Aventon bike is right for you. So let's get into it. Hey everyone, Ryan from Ebike Escape.
And JT from Ebike Escape.
Before we get started, what makes videos like this one possible is your support. If you're looking to purchase an electric bike, please consider using our affiliate links down in the description. It costs you nothing, it takes a couple of seconds, and is a direct way to help support the channel. Thank you so much for your support. We'll also have some other resources down in the description, our electric bike accessories list, top e-bike brands page, and of course our electric bike discounts code page, where we track all the deals on the electric bike brands that we follow. With that out of the way, let's talk about the things that you need to know about Aventon before purchasing, and then we'll dive into all of the models that you can see behind us. So firstly, Aventon was founded all the way back in 2013, and fun fact, they weren't in electric bikes at all. They are actually focused on fixie bikes with road tires. It wasn't until 2018 that they realized the massive potential of electric bikes. And what started it all was the Aventon Pace 500, which is now in its 3rd generation. And from then on, it went to numerous different models covering all types of different electric bikes, which we're gonna talk about. So the brand has some staying power, and that is one of the reasons that Aventon is an easy brand for us to recommend.
And another reason Aventon is a brand that's easy for us to recommend is that they are in over 1,000 bike shops. That's something Aventon has really been pushing for. It's a place you can buy a bike in person or get your bike worked on, which is just something that can't be said about all the brands that we recommend.
And to jump off of that, Aventon is actually advertising that they have the largest e-bike bike shop network in the United States.
Another key point about Aventon bikes is that they are all offered in a step-through. The only caveat to that is that the Soltera is offered more in a mid-step than a traditional step-through.
And jumping off of different types of frames, both high steps and step-throughs, let's talk about frame sizing, because this is something that makes Aventon unique. A lot of brands just have a one-size-fits-all, but all of the Aventon models are offered in 2 different sizes. Just a note on the Aventon Aventure, we recently learned that the different sizes actually relates to the size of the seat post, so the frame doesn't differ. That is one exception. Having additional frame sizes is great whether you're a shorter rider or taller rider.
Ryan and I ride completely different bike size frames.
We've been talking a lot about the frames, but we need to talk about Aventon's clean welds. It's something that you simply don't see in the affordable category, and something that's only made possible by Aventon owning their own factory, and they can pay extra detail to the frames. You can check out the frame welds in all of our individual reviews. We pretty much call it out in every video.
And we have a review on every one of these bikes you see in front of you. So if you want to see a bike specifically in more depth, you can do it there. And on the note of frames and stuff too, the styling of Aventon bikes, I think tends to be paid just a bit more attention to, not only in the smooth welds, but in really the color schemes, some of the integrations of like the taillights you're gonna see. There's a lot of things about Aventon bikes that you just seems like they put a little bit extra care into it. And the welds are just the tip of that runs all the way through design and style of their e-bikes. Another big differentiator among the Aventon e-bikes compared to other bikes offered in the market, excluding the Soltera, is that they are all a torque sensor powered e-bike.
In late 2022, we saw Aventon launch the Level 2 with a torque sensor, and they quickly followed with the Aventon Aventure, the Pace, the Sinch 2 that was recently released, and we can't forget the Abound. Let's talk a little bit about the difference. I like to describe a cadence versus torque sensor. A cadence sensor is more of a on-off switch. If you're pedaling, the motor is going to engage, of course, at whatever pedal assist level you're in, compared to a torque sensor, which is actually measuring your human power. So it's more amplifying it. A lot of people who already ride bikes prefer to have a torque sensor. It's a little bit more of a natural feeling. One isn't better than another, but we think it's important to call out that Aventon clearly thinks that this is the way the market's going, and they're certainly leading the way.
Another thing Aventon has thought about is battery safety, and with that, All of their batteries are UL certified, which just gives you that little bit of extra peace of mind when you're purchasing from a brand like Aventon.
And finally, another thing that makes Aventon unique is their app integration. We'll show off the LCD screen here in a little bit, but you can pair it with your phone, track your ride, network with other riders, and of course change settings. And that's something that Aventon started doing quite a while when a lot of companies weren't even thinking about app integration. All right, with that, I think we should dig into every model and talk about why you might want to purchase each one. We're going to go through these bikes from most affordable to most expensive. And with that, we're going to start off with the Aventon Soltera, priced at $11.99.
This bike offers a little bit more of a traditional bike feel. Again, this is the only bike offered with a cadence sensor currently. This bike is outfitted with a rear and front rack that are optional extras. Aventon also offers these really nice full coverage fenders. So if you find yourself maybe riding in a city that has a lot of rain, these are gonna be a great option for you. And if you will notice, like I'm sure you all did, this is the citrine color. The Aventon Soltera is offered in a couple other colors, and like we said before, is offered in more of a mid-step, not a full step through.
Like all of the other Aventon bikes, we have a nicely integrated battery. This bike has mechanical disc brakes by Tektro. And overall, this is going to be the bike that you're going to buy if, say, you need to put a lightweight bike, bring it up to your apartment, travel with it, maybe put it on the front of the bus. And this bike is going to be best suited for those who are comfortable riding on more narrow tires. We do have some nice reflective sidewalls as well. So if you're looking for an affordable Aventon electric bike, the Soltera 7-speed is going to be the one that you go with. Next up, we have the Aventon Pace 500.3. I already talked about how the Pace really kicked off Aventon getting into electric bikes, and this is one of their more recent releases. This bike is priced at $16.99, and I also wanted to call out that they do have the Pace 350, but that is a bike shop exclusive. If you're wondering, the 350 equates to the power of the motor. So on the 500, we have a 500 watt motor. I really like the brakes on this bike. It has Tektro hydraulic disc brakes, 8-speed Shimano shifter. Like all the other bikes, we have the nicely integrated battery. This is the large size of the step-through frame. We have the integrated rear lights that Aventon is becoming known for. And of course, we have the newly added turn signals. This bike is going to offer a little bit more stability on the road compared to the Soltera, given their slightly wider tires. One of the things that I think is very unique about the Pace 500 compared to the Level that I like that you get is swept back handlebars, which puts you in a much more upright riding position, but then you also have an adjustable stem really to customize to your liking. As we've seen on all of the Aventon models, we have a thumb throttle. The bike has a 12.8 amp hour battery integrated into the down tube. So overall, the Aventon Pace 500.3 is going to be best suited for paved paths and roads, given that it doesn't have any front suspension, though you could add a suspension seat post if you wanted to add more comfort. And that leads us to the next Aventon model, and that is the Level 0.2.
Like Ryan said, the next bike in the lineup is the Level 2. This comes in at $17.99. For just $100 more, you get a Zoom hydraulic front fork, fenders both front and rear, and a included rear rack complete with pannier hangers. So the big difference between the Pace and the Level 2, besides the included accessories, is going to be the riding position. The Pace is going to offer a more upright riding position, whereas the Level 2 out of the box is going to be a more traditional over the handlebar riding position. But if, say, you wanted to adapt your bike to have more of a Pace feel, you can always add a adjustable stem or even a set of swept back handlebars. So the frame you have in front of us is the small medium. We've found that this frame is actually almost too small for even myself. Be sure to reference the riding footage as Ryan rode this in the review. And you'll see that he was able to get enough height out of the seat, but he did notice some limitations in the pedaling area. So be sure to pay attention to the height range when you're picking your frame, as there is a good size difference between the Level 2 and the small medium versus the large, extra large frame sizes. The Level 2 also sports the same Tektro hydraulic disc brakes, 8-speed Shimano shifter. You have the same LCD color display that we see on all of them. It does come with the integrated lights, but they do not have blinkers. And if you also notice, there is one on the rear of the fender too, just a nice touch that they added.
One other slight difference between the Level 2 and the Pace is the slightly upgraded Acera derailleur, and the Level 2 has a 500 watt nominal, 750 watt peak motor, though in our riding footage we found that they perform pretty similarly. You can check out our reviews as we took them both up our large hill climb test. Next up is the most recent addition to the Aventon fleet. This is the Sinch Point 2. This comes in only a step-through design and actually only one frame size. But what I like about that is it's super accessible to shorter riders. This is a smaller electric bike. We have 20 by 4 inch wide tires that are certainly capable of doing some light off-roading. You have this really nice RST guide fork, complete with lockout. We have new mounting points for a front rack. But one of the biggest selling points of this electric bike compared to some of the other models is that it's compact. It's a folding electric bike after all. You can put it in the back of your vehicle without the need of having to purchase an expensive rack. So this one is going to be best suited for those who maybe live in a small place, maybe want to take it on some trips, maybe you're an RVer. This is going to be the bike for you. The bike comes equipped with Tektro mechanical disc brakes, Aventon branded 8-speed derailleur and shifter, a right-hand thumb throttle, Aventon's nice LCD screen. Aventon really made a lot of changes between the previous first generation of the step-through Sinch. We have a nicely paint-matched battery. This is a 14 amp hour battery integrated nicely into the frame. We also have Aventon's new rack that comes included on the bike. Speaking of that, the price on this bike is $17.99, so it's the same price as the Level Point 2. We have the same integrated lights that you saw on the Pace 500.3, complete with turn signals, 500 watt nominal, 750 watt peak motor that actually really packs a punch. Be sure to check out our full review to see exactly how it performs. It also comes equipped with front and rear metal fenders, and really what differentiates this folding electric bike to others in the market is, of course, Aventon's torque sensor. So if you want a torque sensor folding electric bike, the Aventon Sinch Point 2 might be right for you.
Next up, we have the Aventon Aventure 2, which is priced at $18.99. So this bike is really the fan favorite. This bike came out in 2021, not the Point 2 version, the original Aventure, and it really hit the market at a time when fat tire e-bikes were not as popular or as prevalent as they are now, and really took off. It had a really powerful rear motor, which is 750 watts. It had a really sleek integrated battery. It had some really nice color options. It really came in with a lot of features that other e-bikes at the time didn't have. The Aventon Aventure 2 sports the same torque sensor that we've seen on quite a few of the Aventon models. It also sports the similar 8-speed Shimano thumb shifter, Tektro hydraulic disc brakes, same LCD color display, complete with blinkers and rear taillights. The Aventon Aventure 2 comes included with the same rear rack we've seen on quite a few of the other Aventon models, metal fenders, but this front rack is an optional additional accessory. So the Aventon Aventure 2 is really fit for riders that are looking for a bike that can do everything. If you're looking to, say, crush some paved paths, the Aventon Aventure 2 has you covered. Beaches, crush gravel paths, minor off-roading, the Aventon Aventure 2 is really gonna be the best bike option for you.
And even if you don't take this electric bike off-road, there's a reason that fat tire electric bikes have become super popular, and that's because people are riding these in the street. They can just handle everything, jump curbs, whatever you want to do.
The 26 by 4 inch tires that come on a lot of these fat bikes really are going to soak up a lot of bumps and are really capable of more than just on-road or even just off-road pavement. They're really a good dual purpose tire. And then if the tires aren't cushy enough for you, the Zoom hydraulic front fork is another great way to soak up some of those bumps when you're out riding.
And if you don't like the step through, keep in mind that this bike also comes in a high step model. I imagine that the Aventon Aventure 2 will continue to be Aventon's top seller. Next, we have the bike with perhaps the most obvious use case. This is the Aventon Abound. It is a cargo electric bike priced at $21.99. It offers a torque sensor like many of the other Aventon models, but what's unique is you simply won't find other torque sensor cargo electric bikes at this price point. Another super unique feature of the Abound is that it also has front suspension, has an integrated battery, very similar to what we saw on the Aventure electric bikes. And what I think is perhaps the best looking, more affordable cargo electric bike. Aventon did a really good job using these wheel guards to just keep the frame looking nice and clean. They include this bag located behind the seat post for additional storage. Now the bike doesn't come equipped with this rear seat pad set up for kids. Obviously you can set this up for cargo. They offer pannier bags, pretty much whatever you want to do, whatever you want to haul with this electric bike. Aventon has a solution, and I think some of the accessories for the Abound are some of the best that Aventon has produced to date. The bike comes equipped with the Tektro hydraulic disc brakes that we see on many of the models, a twist grip shifter, left-hand thumb throttle, of course that nice LCD screen, and of course this wouldn't be an Aventon electric bike if they didn't include an integrated rear light as well as front light, and this bike also has turn signals, looking a little bit different than the integrated into the frame lights we've seen on the other models.
Moving up from the taillight, my favorite feature about the Abound has got to be the dropper seat post. It's really something we haven't seen offered on any cargo electric bike on the market. It really makes getting on and off really easy, and as well as makes the switch from a maybe smaller to taller rider that much easier.
So overall, if you're looking for a little bit more of a premium cargo electric bike, definitely check out the Aventon Abound. I think Aventon did an incredible job designing this electric bike, and there's a reason that it is on our top cargo electric bikes list.
Remember, if you are gonna purchase any Aventon model, please consider using a link down in the description. All purchases made through those links help directly support Ebikescape, helps continue to make content like this one.
Let us know your favorite Aventon electric bike down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for your support, and thanks for watching.
See you guys in the next one.
We'll see you in the next one.